Ciao, 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 hello, this is Marco Pasta, welcome to my channel. This is my first video, we're gonna make a bunch about pasta making and today we're gonna start with the first one. I'm gonna tell you guys how to make the perfect pasta dough and you're gonna be able to do a million of different shapes and recipes just starting with this dough. Let's start with the ingredients. It's gonna be super easy, just eggs and flour. I use tipo 00, the traditional one. I think all-purpose flour should be fine too. Maybe you change a little bit the ratio, but if you find this, it's probably best. We just need a dough scraper, fork, and then for where you roll your pasta, your mattarello, the rolling pin. Super important one, pasta board. It has to be a wood board, untreated, super natural. It's gonna be very important because working the pasta on your dough is gonna make it very raw and you're gonna taste it. It takes the sauces better. It's not important when we're actually making the dough in our glass bowl. Probably a lot of you seen the volcano shape like this. That's great, more traditional. But with the bowl it's just easier and cleaner. It's not even that important for the final result. Let's start making the dough.
Step 1, crack your eggs into the bowl. Then you mix all the eggs together until they're uniform. Then you can start adding flour, but be careful with the ratio. The recipe say 100 grams of flour for every egg. I'm gonna do a occhio, as we say in Italian, so with my eyes. What is important at the end, you want a dry but malleable dough, so slow add the flour until you find your perfect result. And when your dough is too hard for the fork, we transfer it on our pasta board. An important trick. You wanna spread some flour on your pasta board before you transfer the dough, because as you can see, it's still pretty wet and sticky. We don't want it on our hands, so we're gonna wash it 100 times. Let's do just as I'm doing and you're not gonna get the dough on your fingers. Transfer our dough right on the flour. Let the dough cutter help us, so we add more flour and we start doing this movement. Just help a little bit with the hand, but don't stick your hand in it. The dough now is eating all the flour on the pasta board and pretty soon you're gonna be able to touch it. In Italy, we do a lot of our stuff with touch, feeling the dough with your hand. I cannot exactly tell you when it's ready because you really have to feel it. You need a little bit of experience. What I can say, the dough has to be malleable and dry, so not very sticky but still malleable, elastic. We're gonna stretch it in long stripes if you want to make a lasagna. We're gonna do a lot of stuff with this dough, so it has to be elastic. Now that the dough is pretty dry, as you can see, we can start working with our hands. Super easy. I'm gonna do it slower at first and then I start pushing it. The movement, it's easy. You have your dough, you flip it like this and push. Then you flip just a quarter and you repeat in a half and you push and you keep doing it. Now I'll go fast, but the movement is always the same. What happened here? While you're working your dough, you see we start with a very white dough. Pretty soon, with 2 or 3 rolls, it's gonna turn yellow. All the humidity is coming up and the flour inside, and that's when we're gonna add our flour. See, now it's more sticky. So I know that it still needs some flour. I'm gonna put it on top, keep doing the same movement, a quarter, half, push, quarter, half, push. And it's gonna turn humid again, probably. If it's not, it means that it's ready. Look, it's turning yellow, there's no flour and it's not sticking that much on my hand. So we know that it's ready. Last trick to understand if it's dry enough, you pop it and if he comes back on his own as he's doing, it means that it's ready. Last very important step, we have to let it rest for minimum 30 minutes. I usually do a couple of hours because the more stays in the fridge, the more elastic it becomes. So let's say a couple of hours. If you have less time, 30 minutes is perfectly fine. Always remember
put out your dough at least 10 minutes before you start working with it.
Put some of the flour around your dough, or it's gonna stick forever in your pasta wrap and you're gonna waste a lot of dough. So some flour and you will not have problems.
Okay, now our dough is ready to rest. I'm gonna put it in the fridge. With these guys, you can make all the shape of pasta that you know. Tagliatelle, tagliolini, fettuccine, ravioli, tortellini, everything. I'm gonna show you in the next videos all this beautiful shape of pasta. So make sure you subscribe to see all the different pasta shapes and let me know in the comments if you were able to make this dough. See you for the next step.